Hi, my name is Crystal Wright, and for my career profile, I picked uh, it's actually a licensed therapist, and I have a friend that does this. He treats sex offenders. So for mine, it's specializing in sex offenders. So the organization he works for is the Resolution Group, which is in Mesa, Arizona. Um, his name is Ron. Um, he said the work environment is really wonderful because they have an awesome office staff that takes care of everything, and they're always on the ball and getting everybody taken care of. So he says that's key to less stress, is having a good office office staff. He said, let's see, good people to work with, good employers. That helps. He said typical stressors for him is paperwork and due dates for paperwork. He's also dyslexic, and there's a lot of spreadsheets, so he said that that's stressful too. He said you're working with people with trauma, and it can be very physically draining as well as emotionally, mentally draining. He said sometimes in his line of work, he actually has problems with probation because most of the people that go there are court ordered, and so he has to deal with probation and probation officers, and he said that's something to get used to. So I actually brought up to him that a stressor for me would be trying to remember everything and remember everybody. And he said for him, that's not a problem because he's ADD and he remembers everything. So he remembers all the people and all their problems. So maybe that's something I won't have a problem with in the future. Typical benefits, he said money. Obviously, if you've been there a long time, then you get paid better. For him, his schedule is very flexible. They can do them different times of the day. If he's doing night groups, he doesn't necessarily have to do as much during the day. Another benefit is for him is that he sees change very quickly in the people that he's working with. And he also is helping make the community safer. So those are all benefits. I forgot to ask him specifically as far as health or retirement or any of those, financial kind of benefits. But as far as the emotional benefits, there's quite a few. Job tasks, he treats juveniles and adults, victims and offenders. So depending, it could go either way. They also do classes and for chaperones for them, for probation, if they have to have a chaperone for something. The educational requirements is a master's in counseling, having a license. Also, for his job specifically, you couldn't just go get a master's in counseling and then go do this job. You'd need experience in the field. And so he talked about some of the jobs that he had and his internships that actually led him to this job. He was a case manager. He didn't say where that was. A CPS. He did an internship there where he worked with families. He ended up working at the Florence prison, working with sex offenders, and that prepared him for this as well. So it's kind of like his advice was to kind of follow where it leads you, and the experience that you gain will get you, where you end up. The starting salary, he said, was anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 a year, which could have been. It's okay, Callie, you can just go. He said the salary range was anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000, so it could have been. It could be anything in that range, but the range I found was about 47 for a starting out counselor. His advice was get good at paperwork so it doesn't become a problem. Find out what you love and figure out how to get paid doing it. Solve the problems. Fix or do whatever other people aren't doing. And I think that's it. It's just he gets to work with a lot of people. I don't think I could see myself specifically doing it because actually I think all the people he works with are men, and some of them have problems with women. And so doing this job would actually be difficult for a woman because I don't think that they would be as receptive to the treatment. They wouldn't learn what they need to learn from it. So he's given me a couple other contacts of women who work there that deal with the children and how to help them. And so that gives me another way of looking at it, another route, I guess. So yeah, that's it. Thanks.